So what we'll begin with is just energetic tapping. So in Qigong, right, they do this thing called, it's like pai da. So you can just form a fist, a non-violent fist, use the big thumb and just place it in the middle of the finger, and then you wrap all the fingers around it. So we form a non-violent fist first with one side, and then we'll begin with where the Dan Tian is. So the Dan Tian is about 2 or 3 fingers below where the navel is, and this also aligns in yoga, and we believe there's a chakra there. It's the Manipura chakra, which connects to our inner fire. And also we know that from anatomy, the belly button is where the umbilical cord, when you know your mom, the baby, right, it connects to you here using the belly button. So this is all, I think, science and then philosophy and yoga and also Qigong all have this connection to this area. So what we'll do is to wake up the energy, the qi in our body, which is usually more stagnant. So after a whole day of like sitting or staying indoors in the same position, we want to wake up and encourage the circulation so that the qi starts to flow a little bit better. So using the fist, we'll begin with where the Dan Tian is, and then we'll just pat up along the sternum. So you can pat as hard or as soft as you want, but just feel the vibration along the sternum. And then when you reach your left side, where slightly you can feel the heart is, right? Just move along the side of where your breastbone is, and then come along the side of your body. Circle down along the rib, back towards where your Dan Tian is, up along the sternum, again slowly towards the side. And now when you reach the lymph nodes, which is under where you usually put your deodorant, your armpit area, use the knuckles and just hit this area. And you might feel it's a little bit tender, but that's okay. And so there's a lot of the meridian energy lines and the lymph nodes are underneath here. It's very good to stimulate this area. And then when we're done here, we slowly continue on the underside of the arms. Just waking up, circulating all the energy here until you reach the palm. So you can do this with the palm on sitting like this. I'm just showing you so you can see a little bit more clearly. Okay, and then when we reach the center, right, in the palm, the fourth finger where the finger comes in, right, there's a point here as an acupressure point called the Lao Gong. It's called the working palace. We're just going to take the big thumb, find that point, and then you can press down. Remember to continue breathing as you're pressing, and slowly as you exhale, gently release. So you might feel the blood rush back through the veins. This is where it connects directly to the heart. So this vein over here, this is also why the wedding ring is worn on the fourth finger. Okay, now then we flip around towards the back, and then now we use the palm to pat. Just waking up all the energy lines. So in the arms, right, the heart and the lung meridian energy lines are there. Okay, then when you reach the trapezius muscle, just use your right palm to like massage. Just feel this nice massage. So we often carry a lot of tension in the trapezius muscle also, which wraps around the back of the shoulders, so it can be very nice. And what you're doing here is just sponging. So this is a method from the Franklin method, and the Franklin method was created by this guy who is a Swiss dancer. So the muscles here, right, what we do is as you inhale, you squeeze, and then on exhale, gently release. And what happens is all the fluid inside your body starts to go back into the muscle. So this is called sponging. It's also like just self-massage. So you can just feel, if you want to, you can close your eyes as you inhale, squeezing the muscle. And then exhale, gently release the grip, and you can feel the muscle relax completely. One more time, inhale, squeeze. Exhale, as you exhale, gently release the grip and just let the fluid enter the muscle again. So we're actually 65% made of water inside, and there are lots of different fluids, be it in our spinal cord, between the muscles, between the different layers of the body. Okay, now we have the other side. So once again, non-violent fist, big thumb in, 4 fingers along the central channel. along the sternum, which connects the spine. And then geared towards the other side, coming towards the side rib, coming down. And then using the knuckles, once again, the lymph nodes area, just stimulating. And then the underside of the arms first, just tapping. So the fastest way actually to get the heart rate up and the lungs working, right, is to be on the arms. Because in the arms, this is where the heart and the lung meridians are. Okay, and then when you reach the palm again, where the fourth finger is, just press down on the Lao Gong working palace. You can press it down. If you want to, you can close your eyes and just feel. And as you exhale, gently release. Now we turn the palms the other way around. Use the left palm tap. And then when you reach the trapezius muscle, just giving yourself a gentle massage first with no rush. And then we'll move into sponging. So as you inhale, you can squeeze. And then on exhale, gently release and feel the fluid rush back into the muscle. Okay, 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze the muscle. Feel like a sponge as you squeeze that sponge, right? All the fluid goes out. And exhale, release, all the fluid floods back into the muscle. One last time. Inhaling, squeeze that muscle. Press down. Exhale, gently release. Okay, nice. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll move into a very gentle warm-up exercise. Those who usually come for my classes, you'll be familiar. It's called the 3-part Taoist breath. This is a practice from Bernie Clark, who is a yin yoga teacher, is quite famous. So options. Option 1, kneeling position like this. This, for me, I find this is the most energetic. If it's no problem for you to be on your knees like this, you can stay like this. If this is a lot of tension for your hamstrings or your knees or the quads, right? Feel free to come into a seated, cross-legged seated position. Whatever feels best for you, yeah? Okay, so choose the stance and then just follow me. Fingers by the side of the body first. As you inhale, we're going to, from a rounded position, we're going to come up, gather, broaden the chest. So there's a slight arching in the spine as you do this. Exhale, circle the arms around the back. We're going to push towards the side. Inhale, palms flip up, and then fingers one by one, they come in towards the shoulder. Exhale, palms face forward. We're going to round and hollow. Inhale, palms turn up, heart rises, chest lifts, slight arching in the back. And then as you exhale, fold and melt. So we'll do this 3 more times. Inhale slowly as you round the spine, gather the chi from the earth. Exhale, circle, push towards the side. Feel the chest broaden, collarbones shine towards the sky. Inhale, palms flip up, fingers one by one, they come in. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart rises, chest lifts. Exhale, fold and melt. 2 more times, moving slowly. Inhale, gather, grow, expand. Exhale, push, right amount of effort. Inhale, fingers come in one by one. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart rises, chest lifts. Exhale, fold and surrender. One last time. Inhale. Grow. Exhale, push. Inhale, come back, consolidate, return to the core. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart rises, chest lifts. Exhale, fold and melt, and we will stay in a childlike position, forward like this, in a surrender. For 3, 2, and 1. Very slowly rolling up the spine. Now we'll come back into a seated position first. We'll spend a couple of breaths just focusing on the ribs. So if you like to, you can place one palm on the heart close to where the collarbones are, between where the heart is and the collarbones. The other palm's on the ribs. Okay, and we're just going to take a couple of breaths here, sensing into the spine. And then if it serves you, I invite you to gently close your eyes and just feel the energy that you've cultivated. Maybe you start to feel the qi inside your body. And here we begin to connect with the theme of today's class, Sushumna. So Sushumna is a yogic concept. So in Sanskrit, Susu means in a state of ease. Na can be loosely translated as a kind of space or abiding. And so Sushumna actually essentially what it means is to be, to exist in a space of comfort, ease, and abiding. So this is my invitation to you today. See if you can use the breath to create, or simply instead of creating, simply just find that space inside of you already that exists to abide in, and let your breath guide your movement. So your body just simply follows. A few more breaths here. And then very slowly and gently opening the eyes. Okay, now we'll come on to the mat. So if you do have a mat, we're going to begin to come onto the mat. We're going to begin with a couple rounds of a little bit of a slower variation of I call it a child's pose salutation. So we begin kneeling, if that's okay for you. Palms by the sides of the body. Press down firmly to the fingertips as you inhale, arch back. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, palms into the center. And then we're going to stick the big thumb into the creases of the thighs. Roll the creases as the chest lifts up. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, round down, and then the chest and the hip comes down. Palms sweep forward towards the front. Press down through the palms. Slowly roll forward. And then the neck and the hip comes up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round into cat. Again, inhale, arch. Exhale, round into cat. With the next breath, open the feet wide. Simply lower down all the way down onto the mat. Palms by the sides of the chest. Inhale, rise up. Just a gentle baby cobra. Exhale, very slowly come back down. Arms by the sides of the chest once again. Push back into child's pose. Come back into the child's. So this is one full circle. If this is very complex, no worries. We'll do this a few more times, very, very slowly. Inhale, come back into the kneeling position. Fingertips just behind where the hips are. We're going to press down, arch the spine, look up towards the sky. If the neck is okay, you can look back. As you exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, come back up, arms reach up, all the way towards the sky. Exhale, palms towards the heart center, Samasthiti. And then dig the big thumb into the creases of where the thigh is. Start to roll them, heart rises, chest lifts. Exhale, melt the chest. Sweep the arms forward. Roll the spine back into a tabletop. And then as you inhale, arch the spine, look up towards the sky. Exhale, round, curl in like a cat. One more time, inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, arch, look up. Exhale, the crown of the head and your tail move towards each other. And then with the next breath, let the feet open, elbows bend, slowly roll down the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Palms by the sides of where the shoulders are. Lengthen the feet away from you slowly. Inhale, rise up. Baby cobra, a little bit higher this time if you like. Exhale, calm down. Turn the palms a little bit closer to the waist. And then we push back into child's pose. Don't worry, we'll do this 3 more times to get the hang of it. Staying here. Slowly inhale, rise back up into a kneeling position. As you exhale, arch back and lion's breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Feel the breath expand all the way to the bottom of your ribs. Exhale, palms come into the heart center. As you inhale, dig the big thumb into the creases of the thighs. Roll them up. Heart rises, chest lifts. Exhale, melt the spine from the lumbar spine all the way towards the chest down. Forehead comes down. Sweep the arms forward. Palms press down. Roll the spine. You can look towards your belly button, and then at the very end, slowly the neck comes up and you come into arching in the spine. And then as you exhale, round. One more time, inhale, arch. See if you can feel your spine being very fluid and soft. Exhale, round. The next breath, come into a neutral spine, legs open wider and lower down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae like a snake. Slowly inhale, rise up. Let the spine lead the way. The arms are simply there supporting. Exhale, gently come down with no rush. Palms by the sides of the chest. Slowly push back, child's pose again. 2 more full inhale and exhalations here in child's pose. Again, inhale, sweep the arms by the sides of the body. Arch the spine as you exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Broaden the chest, feel the lungs fill with air as you exhale. Palms come, shoulders settle and soften. Inhale, dig the big thumbs into the creases. Rotate the thighs. Chest rises, heart shines. As you exhale, round down the spine. And then the head comes down. Sweep the arms forward. Roll the spine forward. Shoulders, neck, and then the head comes up at the very end, arch up. Exhale, round the spine. See if you can feel all the ribs moving. Again, inhale again, arching the spine. Exhale, tracing that line with your nose all the way towards your belly button. With the next breath, slowly neutral spine, feet separate, lower down, make space for the hips. Lumbar spine, thoracic spine, cervical spine, and then your head. Once again, palms by the sides, close to the shoulders. Inhale, rise up just enough. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, spacious, fluid spine. Come back down. The next inhale, push back. Exhale, child's pose. This time 3 full inhalations and exhalations here in child's pose. Very slowly with no rush, the next inhale, rise up. The last round, arching the spine. You know where this is going. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, palms come towards the heart center. Calm and abiding. Dig into the big thumbs, rotate, start to peel the chest, make space for your belly between the thighs, melt the heart forward. The neck, the head comes down, sweep the arms forward, press down to the palms, roll the spine up, come into a fluid arching in the spine. And then as you exhale, same feeling, forming a rainbow with your body. One more time, inhale, inverted rainbow, exhale, forming back that rainbow. The next breath, inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly lower down all the way, joint by joint, each of the vertebrae in your spine. Inhale, rise up. Lengthen the spine. As you exhale, gently come down. And then very slowly we will push back into child's pose. Once again, 3 full inhalations and exhalations in child's pose. Very gentle and calm practice here. And then with the next breath, staying in child's pose, simply start to walk the palms over towards your right side. So as you do so, just let the hips be as close to the feet as possible. So you should feel this stretch more on the left side of the body as you're doing this. Stay. One more breath. Slowly inhale, come back towards the center. Now the other side. Walking and stretching the right side of the body this time. One more breath here. Slowly inhale, return the palms back towards the center. And then slowly we're going to come up into a tabletop position. And then slowly we're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to walk the palms close to where the knees are. See if we can roll back onto the feet. Come and set the heels down. And then we're going to just grab the elbows and stay in the dangling position here. You can shake your head no, you can nod your head yes. And just in this position, start to let go. See if there's any tension that is in your body. Maybe in your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, your spine, your ribs, your shoulders. Just let it go. Shake it all out. And then if you want to, you can let your arms drape down. Two more breaths here. Breathing into the space here in this forward fold. And then slowly roll up the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders, neck, and the head come up at the very end. It can feel quite nice to roll the shoulder blades back a couple of times. Okay, and then the next practice, what we're going to do is called microcosmic orbit, and it actually comes from Qigong. But before we do that, we actually start with Wuji, which is a primordial stance. It's kind of like Tadasana in yoga, but it's a little bit wider. So I'll show you, just come towards the front or the center of your mat, whatever is good, as long as you can see me. So in Tadasana, usually I would ask you to put your feet together or even hip distance apart. But today, for Wuji, right, which is nothingness stance, it's just a little bit wider. And you can let the feet turn out very slightly, that's okay. As long as you can feel that the knees, right, are a little bit buoyant. And then what we're going to do is, you can see from the side, in Tadasana, the spine is completely straight and stacked. Well, in Uji, what we do is we keep this very gentle bend in the knees. So I'm wearing baggy pants, so you might not be able to see so well. And then you can see that instead of like keeping a very neutral and like tucked in spine, I'm just letting the knees bend slightly and then a little bit of rounding in of the spine here. There's a little tucking in of just the last part of the tailbone. So if you're not sure how to do it, let's try it together. You can place one palm in the front of where the hip is here, just below where the dantian is, a little bit lower. And then the other one at the back of the sacrum, which is right above where the buttock is. So just stand straight first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to gently bend the knees. Yeah? And then we're going to do a couple of rocking with the hips. You can place one palm at the back of the sacrum first. Inhale, scoop, arching. Exhale, round. Again, inhale, stick the butt out. Exhale, round. One last time, inhale, stick the butt out. Feel the curve in the spine, lumbar spine. Exhale, round just enough. And then keep the bend in the knee. And then just let the palms be at the sides of the body. So this is your Uti position, yeah? With the knees slightly bent. And what we're doing by like allowing this tiny scoop in the belly is we allow more space for the kidneys and we broaden the space at the back for where the kidneys, the 肾脏 is. And then the palms, right, instead of letting them be very straight by the side of the body, we just let them round a little bit. So in Qigong, right, all of the things are really quite fluid and there's nothing that is very linear or very muscular about it. It's more about this fluid movement that's very energetic and intentional. So with the arms, right, what I've learned from my own teachers is they say you can try to let the arms be very close, squeeze them close towards the body, and then when you exhale, let them go. The arms just spring towards the side, and when they spring towards the side, this is exactly the stance that they need to be in. Yeah? Everyone managed to follow? Okay, so this is your Uti. And then if you want to, you can place your right palm onto the dantian and the left palm on top. And just take a couple of breaths here, feeling into your body. So this might be a new stance to you, or perhaps you are already familiar with this. See if you can find that broadening of the chest and also the kidneys at the back as we stay in this stance. See if you can feel supported through all four corners of your feet. So not from a place of strength on rooting, but simply being grounded, simply having gravity support you. And relax into that feeling of support, spaciousness. One more breath here. Maybe you feel your qi moving, your breath. Or in yoga, we call it the prana. And then very slowly opening the eyes. Okay, so we'll begin into microcosmic orbit. So how we begin is have the palms by the side of the body. As you inhale, arms gently sweep up towards the sky. Let the movement be very fluid and round so that it comes towards the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, we're simply going to move the palms so they never really touch the head, but they circle around the back of the head. And then as you inhale, palms come towards the front of the chest. Exhale, they move towards the back where the kidneys are. Down along the back of your legs, never touching them. And then inhale, they wrap around the front into the insides of where the legs are. They come along the insides. And then back towards the side. So this is one cycle. So no worries. We'll do this a few times together and I'll demonstrate. At any time you feel like, oh, I'm not sure what's going on, you can just have a look. Otherwise, just watch closely the first time and then the next few times, let your breath guide the movement. Yeah? Come back into Uti first. Let the arms then close towards the side of the body and then as you exhale, let them spring apart. Okay? Inhale, simply let the lungs expand. Chest rises. Arms reach up above the crown of the head. As you exhale, arms circle around the back of the head. Inhale, coming back towards the front. Feel that energy from the palms. As you exhale, they circle towards the back where the kidneys are. Moving lower down into the legs. And then inhale back towards the center between where the legs are, rising. And then we come back towards the center. So we'll do this 3 more times. Yeah, inhale. Feel the expansion in the chest. As you exhale, let the energy carry, bring you towards the back body. And then again, inhale towards the front body. As you exhale, palms simply come towards the back. Exhaling along the entire length, the back side of your legs, outer edges. Inhale along the insides. And then slowly come back. Next round, slowly, following your own breath, let your inhale guide you to expand. Exhale, guide you to start to begin to follow the path of energy in your body. Inhaling back towards the front. Exhale towards where the kidneys are so you can feel the energy. Exhaling along the backs of the legs, tracing them. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, coming back towards the center. 2 more times. Inhale. Moving with intention and right amount of effort. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Back body, the kidneys. Sweeping. As you turn them back around, rising up on inhale. And then exhale, coming back towards the center. Last time, if you want to, you can close your eyes. You can feel the intention and the chi coming from the palms. Palms simply grazing the body, but never really touching. And maybe you can feel 3 to 4 inches between the palms and where your body is. So what we're doing is also cultivating a sense of better proprioception, which is awareness of the body in space as we are practicing this. Very slowly coming back into your Wuji, and we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Take your time to come back into Wuji, nothingness stance. So for a lot of Qigong practice, actually, just this pose takes a lifetime to perfect, to refine, to practice, to cultivate. See if you can feel that stability, that groundedness, that ease in this pose. A few more breaths here. And if your eyes are closed, very slowly you can begin to open them. So next we'll transition into a 3-part practice that I learned from my teacher. It's called clearing, filling, and sealing. It's a very, very gentle, simple movement. We'll begin with clearing. So I think it's a good metaphor for you know, whether it's something physical in your life or something that's abstract. But for us living now, you know, under quarantine or circuit breaker, there's quite a lot of us that may have tension in the body or frustration or any physical objects, relationships, feelings, emotions, thoughts that are becoming clutter for our bodies. So this part I begin to invite you to begin to clear. So as if you are collecting all the things, you visualize them, whatever you want to clear, gather all of that. And then when you reach just a few inches above the crown of the head, come forward. Let the palms come down along the central channel in front of where your spinal cord is. Just imagine as you place the palms face down, the intention of clearing all of this away. And then the second part is filling. So next you can think about a couple of moments, or maybe start to feel into the intention of what would you like to fill in with. You know, this is the beginning of the weekend and a new week ahead next week. What are you looking forward to, you know, for the next couple of weeks, even though the circuit breaker has been extended? What would you like to fill that circuit breaker with? Maybe pleasant things, people you love, things you love, movie, a book, a phrase, something. Just let your inhale gather all that you want to fill into that space. As you reach the arms, see if you can broaden the chest. Let the intention bring you, and then as you exhale, fill in your vessel with all the goodness that you are looking forward to, that you would like for yourself, for the ones you love. And then gently, you will slowly let the palms come by the sides. Last one is sealing it in. So it's just like a painting in which you have this glossy final coat of garnish, or maybe like a piece of ceramic, you know, that final layer of gloss, that final layer of that, you know, 画龙点睛 we say in Chinese, right? That final touch. So we're just going to seal it in, seal that intention in like a shiny layer of gloss. Inhale, lock that in. Let your breath, your chi, guide you as you inhale, visualizing that shiny gloss, that feeling of commitment, confidence, assurance, trust in the process, in the universe. And then as you exhale, just coat that gloss around what you have filled into your vessel. And then as you exhale, very slowly, allowing the palms to come back onto your dantian, your manipura chakra, your navel center. Many names for the same thing. In Ayurveda, we believe that the Agni, your inner fire, is there. So it's very good to keep that connection with your fire here. Letting it burn, but not burn out. Keeping the flame still burning. And very, very slowly, we'll open the eyes. Okay. So for the next part of the practice, we'll begin to come into a lying down position. If you have the toilet rolls, it can be handy. Okay, so I'm going to quickly grab the toilet rolls because okay. So the last part, we're just going to come into a very gentle back bend and also an inversion. So there'll be various options. You can see what feels best for you. And I will demonstrate with both the toilet rolls and also the yoga block. So whichever, because the height is a little bit different as well. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to let the toilet rolls be where the sacrum is. So the sacrum is this part of the bone, right, that is right below where you feel your waist. So this is my buttocks, if you can see. So I'm like grabbing my own buttocks. If you can feel the fleshy part of your gluteus muscle. Just above it, you should feel this bony structure here. Yeah, this is the sacrum. Yeah, and this is what connects the pelvis with your spine, basically the last part of the spine. And we're going to let the toilet roll support us on this area as we come into a very gentle back bend and heart opener. Yeah, so I will demonstrate. So you can just estimate, place the toilet roll side by side where you think your sacrum might be, and anyway later on we will adjust accordingly. But actually, yeah. Good. Wait. I think let's lie down first. So you just listen to my cues first. Begin lying down, let the knees come bend. And we're going to come into almost a bridge-like position. So the fingers can almost graze the back of the heels. Almost. Yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to press down firmly through the feet. And as you inhale, lift the hips just enough to slide the toilet rolls underneath where you feel the sacrum is. So it shouldn't be on your waist, which is here. It shouldn't be on your butt, which is too low either, on the fleshy part. It's on this bony area. And another good way of knowing is you should be able to feel the two bony part, the ASIS of your hip bone, right on top of where the toilet rolls are. Okay, and we're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths first. So those of you who are here already, perfect, just stay. If you have a block, a yoga block, it's exactly the same. You can choose the level or the height that you want. The lowest level, if you're a little bit more bendy in the spine, you can choose a slightly higher level, whatever feels good. So same way of entering the pose. You're in bridge position, press down firmly through the feet, inhale, lift, slot the block underneath, and then we'll stay for a couple of breaths here. So everyone in this bridge position, you can start to allow the palms to be at the side of the body, or if it feels good for you, you can place one palm on the heart, the other palm on the belly. And then just drop into the sound of your breath. So as we are doing this, back bend and inversion is any pose in which head is below the heart. And we're just going to stay for a couple of breaths here. This reverses the blood flow, allowing the blood to flow back towards the heart. You can feel the arching in the spine. And maybe here you also feel the belly rising and falling. So the belly is very much like a water balloon because it is fluid, but it contains all your digestive organs. So there's a limited amount of volume that can be expanded into the belly. And the chest, which is where your ribcage is separated away from the belly by this thin layer called the diaphragm. So the top half where you feel your ribs is your thoracic chest, thoracic cavity. And the bottom half is called the digestive cavity. And what happens when you inhale is the diaphragm pushes down on the belly and sometimes it squishes into the belly. And sometimes you feel the belly rising as you breathe. And this is the result of what's happening here. So spend a few more breaths here. Just feeling into the body. And just notice how effortless it feels to breathe. And if you'd like to, I invite you to begin to close your eyes, just focusing on the breath and the sound of my voice. As you stay here, begin to notice that after you inhale, there's a slight pause before you exhale. And after you exhale, when the lungs are empty, there's again a slight pause before you inhale. So this pause on fullness after inhale and pause on empty as you exhale. It's just a reminder of how in life there are different spaces, gaps. Very often you may feel a sense of need to rush to feel this space. But simply the breath is a reminder that there's safety in suspension in that gap that is neither black nor white, neither empty nor full. And there is safety in that suspension as the breath is teaching us to be there, trusting that even if you don't know in the next moment if you will breathe, if the inhale will come or not, it just comes so effortlessly. It is always there. A few more breaths here. With the next inhale, let the palms hang by the sides of the body. We're going to press down firmly through the feet, lift the hips up, simply slide the block away and then roll down the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. And then let your pelvis come down. Stay for a couple of breaths here, observing the spine. If you'd like to, you can start to straighten out both legs along the mat. Just observe the effects of the pose. Can be quite nice to wiggle the fingers or the toes and just shake them around if you like. And then the very final pose for today is banana asana. So it's not really a yoga pose, but in yin yoga it's actually created to stretch the side body. So just now as I mentioned, we're not very good at breathing from the underside of our lungs, right? Also the sides of the body. So we're just going to stretch that out a little bit. So we're just going to lengthen the arms above the head. Let the shoulders melt down. We're going to bring the feet together. Cross your right ankle over the other and stretch it away. The arms also stretch away. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the legs towards your left, forming a banana shape towards your left. So keep both sit bones, your hips, the backs of your buttocks along the mat, and just feel the stretch along your right side body. Right amount of effort here. You can gently release your left palm and place it along your right rib. See if you can breathe into that space even more, especially the bottom part of your ribs. So you inhale, see if you can breathe into that space. Feel the ribs expand. The breath is a three-dimensional experience. Feel it all around, even in the side and the back body. Gently release the left palm. Maybe you can feel your body still feels where your fingers were. One more breath. Gently release, come back towards the center. Now the other side, change the crossing of the legs. Left leg crosses over. Stretch. And then we're going to come over towards the right side. Stay for a couple of breaths here first. Observing the body, the breath. Just feeling and sensing as you're stretching all the muscles along the sides. Also the oblique muscles which wrap around the sides of where your waist is, your core. Also the accessory muscles that are between the ribs. Now gently place the right palm along your left rib, the bottom part of your ribs. Yeah. See if you can breathe into that space with every inhale. Feel the ribs expand. And as you exhale, it softens. Few more breaths here. Gently release the right palm from your ribs, slide it back. See if you can feel where the fingers were on your ribs. Still remembering that sensation. And then very slowly coming back towards the center. Letting your arms be by the sides of the body or keep them above the head. And slowly we're going to come into Savasana or final resting pose. If there's any other pose, any other movement, any shape that you want to make, maybe you want to come into a twist, maybe into a forward fold, maybe into happy baby, whatever feels good for you, feel free to slowly come into that shape. And just for the last couple of breaths, take your time to find your final resting pose for today. You can also choose to lie on your belly. If you want to feel the breath more from the back side of your lungs, come lying on your belly and then allow the palms to rest along the back of your ribs. Yeah, whatever feels good for you. You can also lie on the back if you feel good as well, whatever feels best for you. So if you're lying on the belly, you can just so no tension in the shoulders, just bend at the elbows, let the backs of the palms come towards the backs of the ribs. And then just notice as you inhale, the ribs gently pushing away against where your palms are. And after a few breaths, you can gently release the palms. So whatever shape you are in, whether you are lying down on your back, on your side, on your belly, on your spine, know that you are safe. You are supported. This feeling of grounded, rootedness. This feeling of knowing that we are all microcosms, part of a greater macrocosm that is this planet, this solar system, this universe. Knowing that there is safety in suspension, even in this unexpected period in your life, however difficult, however testing, that you are held in this embrace, in this security and comfort. Few more breaths here, just settling into your body. Very, very slowly with no rush. Allow awareness to come back inside. You You can stay longer if you like. If you have time, please feel free to do so. Stay in this resting pose. You can also choose to join me in a seated position, whatever position you are in. If you're in a seated position, gently allow the palms to come towards the space between the heart and your collarbones. If you are still in Savasana, just let the arms be wherever they are. Visualize where your heart is. It's right in the middle of the sternum. So today's an all ladies class. This is roughly approximately between where the breasts are, a little bit higher. Yeah. Can you feel the heart? And then when the palms, they are between where the ribs and the heart are, below the collarbones, the lungs actually begin from just below where the collarbones are. This is just a reminder to breathe into that space. Can you connect? Feel the expansion come from inside of you. Two more breaths here. And very slowly, sending gratitude to your body, your heart, your mind, your breath, the macrocosm of which you are a microcosm. All that is around you, all the conditions that made it possible for you to practice today, for you to practice your body, your mind, and your breath. Namaste. So those who are still in Savasana, please feel free to stay 5-10 minutes, even longer if you would like. Just stay in that abiding place inside of your body. So for those who are ready to move on towards the next thing, whatever you have, the rest of this evening or this weekend, I wish you a great evening ahead. And feel free to drop me any message in terms of feedback for the class, any questions on the flow, on the Qigong practices we did, energetic tapping, on the concept of Shushumna, or on the actual flow we did, as well as microcosmic orbit, whatever, anything, any questions, please take care and have a great week ahead.